Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time of the day this is you're watching this video, but I'm shooting it in the evening anyways. So it's been a while you saw me, and I'm here today. I went with my sister for an interview, the girl child thing and all that stuff. And my younger sister was talking, and I was being very proud, like how proud of that sister. Like I watched Belle well, like I was a good example, very well. Do you know that kind of a thing? So I was there, but I was pretty silent, but I was making a video and I wanted to show you what it was about. It was a wonderful one. You want to know about the girl child, you want to know how to raise a girl child and all that, you have to watch this video. So yeah, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget, like, share, and I love you. Bye. My CEO. Like NGO Mama. Can you NGO Mama ever?
NGO Mama.
NGO. I'm your chauffeur for the day.
NGO staff.
You favor us. That's why we have come tonight, just to worship you, just to worship you. See how much.
Or the person that gets caution you immediately on the spot. Well, now everybody's just about their business. I don't care. It's not my business. I don't want anybody to come and embarrass me. So they're really not bothered. So I feel right now we should be more focused on pay keen attention to how we raise the girl child, because they're going AY. We see them on social media. We see them everywhere. The girl child is not how they used to be. So personally, I was raised by a baby boomer.
Okay.
How I was raised then and how I'm going to raise my child is not exactly the same way my mom raised me.
Definitely.
Because then if you mess up, either hanger or slippers or one thing is coming on you. It might not even, but it will fly to you somehow. But now you have to talk. So we just have to pay more attention to raising the girl child, make it be more intentional, because it's too important to let the girl child just stray off.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a nice one. I mean, from what you said, that's you're saying basically it's a good thing that the society gets to raise the girl child. I totally agree with you, but somehow, in this era, when you leave the society to raise the girl child for you still, because just like you said, you dress up and maybe you're not even bothered about your parents seeing you, bothered about your parents' friend or somebody that knows your parents seeing you and telling your parents. I get that part, but these days, people are mentally unstable. Now, I think that's one of the reasons why people are very cautious of letting other people touch their children, because you can see a child that is not yours, maybe because you know the mother or you know the father or whatnot, and then they might not exactly do anything wrong, but because you just have small hatred or dislike for the parents, and then you are spanking them unnecessarily or you're beating them. It could be your teacher in your school, so I think that's one of the factors that have come to today's world in raising the girl child, that people don't want the society to be involved. Okay, so moving from that, and I'm sure it differs for everybody.
Yes.
So the reality is that everything is telling the girl child that she's not fit enough. I mean, if you look at our today's world, the social media, or your body needs to be like this. I mean, if you check out adverts and all of that, you see that the models they use is you must be figure 8, you must be curved. I think it's sometimes they just try to put the melanin, and that's why people are pressured to bleach their skin or to be somehow. When it comes to education as well, people want to get they want to be top, and then they do unnecessary things to be there too. So there's pressure in the girl child. And how can we psychologically empower the girl child?
Okay, so first things first, parents do have a whole lot of role to play. Yes, parents have so much role to play, because they're the ones that will be able to strike the balance. I noticed something this morning. I was going out with my mom. Went to go pick my mom from church, and then we went into the mall. I knew that if it was probably in 2006, my mom would call the girls we saw aside and tell them, how can you be dressed like this in public? But because she couldn't do that thing anymore, she would just be whispering in my ears, and now yes,
Somebody did outside. Like why?
So she can't do that because then.
And now it's not the same thing.
Yeah, so now you wouldn't want. I can't be there and somebody will not come and be embarrassing my mother and be like, what's your business? Mind your business.
Am I your daughter?
Turn into a fight and all of that. So psychologically, I think we can strike a balance. First of all, people they look up to have a role to play. It's like me, I'm looking up to one celebrity out there, and I feel like, oh, this celebrity has it all together. This celebrity is always prim and proper, is poised, has everything, has the money, has the looks, has the shape, everything. They have it all together. But me, because I don't know that celebrity one-on-one, I don't know that celebrity goes through depression, social fear and all of that, anxiety disorders. He could even be facing domestic abuse in the house. I don't know what's going on behind the back doors, and I'm all about just what I see. So there's the fake reality, because you're seeing this and then there's the reality behind what you're seeing on social media. So it starts with parents. In as much as you're allowing your child to go out there, you also have to let your child know that, oh, there's something behind this, and people need to be more realistic. People need to be more realistic, a whole lot, be more open. First of all, before you continue, what do you mean like people need to be more realistic? Like parents, parents who shy away from a lot of things for like sex education.
We're gonna come to that definitely.
They shy away from stuff. Or maybe just be with a guy. Your parents is with a man and you see the parents, or just mom and dad. When a child just randomly asks, "Mommy, how did you make me? How did you do this one?" They are just blank.
Like, what do you mean I just came out?
It just came out. How? Am I a boy or something? They have no clue how to answer these questions, and they just try to shy away from it or just bring up something and just cover it. So they need to equip. I use the word equip. They need to equip their kids that this is not how it is. So in cases where, okay, you as a parent, you look up to somebody, you can tell your child, oh, I look up to this person, but behind closed doors, just know that this person has this thing that this person goes through. Just like mommy and daddy goes through their own things, and then sometimes they come out and they're looking all fly and nobody can ever understand what's going on. The same way people have their own the same way people have their own things going on with them. So people just need to be realistic, be open with things going on.
Definitely.
Because if people don't know, they'll keep on assuming, and assumptions can cause a whole lot of things.
So I kind of agree with the part that you said, role model. You mentioned something about, I can't remember how you put it, but these days, parents are not even aware, or they're not bothered about who their children makes role model or look up to. And that's quite important. Because somehow, the person you look up to as a mentor or as a role model, it's kind of shaping your life. Because you're looking at this person because that's how you want your life to be somehow, right? Forgetting the fact about, let's forget about the what happens behind closed doors or whatnot, but the people you look up to is how you want your life to be shaping. And it's something to be bothered about. And it's another reason why parents need to have conversations with their children. These days, I don't think we have conversations with children. All you do is the regular thing. Okay, when I know that you're age 4 or 5, maybe 3, whichever way the parents want, go to a nursery school, go to primary school, go to secondary school. We basically let people train our children.
And even when people are trying to actually train our children, like for example, one of the schools where I went to have my outreaches, what drew my attention to the school? I went into the school and then I overheard the principal complaining that a student slapped a teacher. And I was like, oh God, 2023, okay, no problem. As of maybe back then when I was in secondary school, maybe that child will go with one broken hand. Because how dare you?
You can't even do that.
And then the parents who came to school and was
gingering, like,
shouting and screaming.
Why would you dare my
child?
So
parents have the fault of, you don't train your child at home. If you take your child to a school where the child can receive proper training, and they probably caution your child, you're upset about it. You're not doing your job. Someone else is doing the job for you and you're still upset. So what exactly do you want? Is that you probably just home train the school if you're not going to allow the child to get proper training that the child needs to function in society. Society is already bad. So let's allow the child get training in school. And then you will now start coming and then you're shouting, why did you touch my child? Why do you yell at my child? It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so kind of the next one I want to ask you is a little bit what we've talked about, but it's more like to emphasize or touch it more. It's like, what are the roles parents need to play in the life of a girl child? But before that, we talked about what you just mentioned right now, letting parents, letting teachers, or rather the school people do their role. I agree with you partially. Now, why I say that is, in this era, we are too busy making money that we forget that we need to also imbibe some knowledge in our children. Now, sometimes you might feel like, oh, your child is totally safe in school, in church. But hey, you don't necessarily know what's happening in that school. And then because you don't have the time to have conversations because you're working, maybe you're working 7 to 5 or 9 to 5, or maybe you're busy, and when you come back you're really tired and you just want to make dinner or something and give them. You don't even ask, who are your friends in school or whatnot. So how should parents really train the girl child? Now let's leave the society, let's leave the teachers. They all have their roles to play, definitely. But as a mother and child, or as a father and child, or as a mother and daughter and father and daughter, how should they be trained? I know fully well that what you're going to say right now is not for everybody, but in a general knowledge, how should it be?
So I don't know if I use this word at first. Striking a balance.
Okay.
Is too important. It can't be overemphasized because you need to strike a balance. I have friends that have already started training all the way from 3 years. They're already telling their child, okay, this is your private part. If somebody touches you here, scream. If somebody does this, scream. They're already giving them that awareness that, oh, these are important parts that I have to pay attention to. And then they try to pay attention. So in as much as, oh, you're busy, you have a busy schedule and all of that, you need to strike a balance as a parent. Yes, life can be stressful, the city is stressful, work is stressful, but your children are priority.
Yes, they are.
You can't joke about it because it's dealing with your future also as a parent. Because how you train your child would determine how your child will train you when they grow up.
Sure.
I'm not going to train my child exactly how my mom trained me, but I'm going to imbibe majority of the things my mom trained me. So I want, because right now, okay, now there's Gen Z. I wouldn't want my child to have the Gen Z mentality. I'm so serious about it. I wouldn't want my child.
Why do you say that?
Because you can have it, but have like bits and pieces. Okay, I'm not a Gen Z, but I have bits and pieces of generations in me, and that's something that I value so much. My kind of music, I love jazz, and people will be like, for this age, why? So you get like a Gen Z will be like, oh, I love Whiskey, I love Davido and all of that, but I barely listen to Nigerian songs. So I want to strike a balance with my child. I was raised by a baby boomer. I'm going to give my child trainings from a baby boomer. I'm going to give my child the millennial trainings. I'm also giving my child a Gen Z training because they have to be aware, conscious of every generation. So you're growing as things changes. So striking the balance is too important. When it comes to raising the child, the girl child specifically, we have to learn to strike the balance, be it from the father or being raised by a single parent, because it differs when you're raised by a single parent. I was raised by a single parent. So it differs when you're raised by a single parent or when you're raised by your both parents together. So it can be challenging because sometimes people get different perceptions when they're raised by single parents. The mindset or the views they have about life may be different when they're raised by both parents or by single parents. So it differs, and also differs on how mature the person can be to get acquainted with all these things. So striking the balance, I'm saying it again, it's too important, way too important.
Alright. So something about the Gen Zs is that they are quite confident and they have self-esteem. And honestly, if you look back maybe to the millennials or the time generation before then, that confidence thing is not there entirely.
But
what?
But you know that high rates of suicide increase by the Gen Z generation, because the moment where they lose that confidence, they lose that high self-esteem, and they just feel for a second that they're not enough. They just feel like that's the end of the world.
Let me just jump.
But then it'll be like, no, even if you're giving it suicidal thoughts, there are people around you that will not even let you give the thoughts. Think about it completely. So people are pushing you to do more. People are pushing you to do your best. You're also pushing yourself to do your best because you're seeing other people. But right now, trust me, yes, Gen Z has confidence, has all of that. I'm not against Gen Z. You know, first of all, come after me. I'm not against the Gen Z generation, but
Yeah.
look at statistics. The rate of suicide increased via Gen Z.
Okay, so
generation.
somehow, I'm not disputing the facts, right?
Yeah.
But why do you think so? I feel like somehow it's because of the social media time is here where you get to see it often. I'm certain that then when there was no social media, you won't even know, you can't tell because you don't see it, you don't know about it.
Yeah.
But that's by the way. So in this day now, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one that have seen videos like this. I have seen a couple of videos, a couple of clips where people, in fact, the most recent one I saw was an 18-year-old girl insulting her mom. And I'm like, you people have mind, though. So the mom was, excuse me, the mom was basically complaining that this 18-year-old girl was dating a 65-year-old man. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I'm telling you. And so the father had to call the military for the girl because she was quite stubborn. And even seeing this, she was telling the mom not to slap the mother at 18 years. Awesome. At 18 years. And then it gets you pondering on a lot of things. I had to ask my mom what went wrong. Like, I was seeing the video with her and I asked, what do you think will go wrong in this kind of training? Like, what do you think the mother did not do exactly? And you know what my mom said? It's the grace of God. You know, but I know it's the grace of God, but still there's a human training in that. So what I want to say is, how important or how can we protect the girl child from the danger of the society? Now when we say society is not just maybe insecurity. When I say danger, rather, it's not about insecurity from maybe theft or something, right?
Yeah.
There are other dangers that this society comes with. Because why would a 65-year-old man feel it's okay to date an 18-year-old girl if it's not beautified? Why?
I'll never be able to place. And how they won't keep their mouth and be like, oh please.
I like it. Oh, wait, before you answer that, let's go on a break. We'll be right back. All this kind of stuff, you know. And the mom was like, listen, she raised her hand to slap her mother. And I'm like, wow, it's the guts for me. I've also seen numerous clips, maybe of a boy insulting his mom, wanting to beat his mom, and all of that. I saw another one of a boy that beats his mom, and I'm like, what is really happening? How do we protect our female children from the society exactly? Okay, 1865. Don't think about it so much.
I'm just thinking about the age gap. How? Oh God. So first things first. Yes, parents do have a role to play, but we ourselves have a role to play.
Yeah, as humans.
As humans, we have life is choice driven. We live and die by the choices we make. My mom is not tech savvy. My mom is in her 60s, so she's obviously not tech savvy.
Yeah.
I'm on social media. That's the amount of social media handles I can handle. But I protect myself from social media by myself.
Yes.
I don't need my parents to come and protect me.
Exactly.
So I think that's one thing that, okay, let's leave parents aside now. Let's focus on me just being the girl child. I think that's one thing that we forget to do as the girl child. I'll come online, I'll see this person wearing this nice flashy shoe, nice handbag.
You're interested?
What do you call that thing? Cups, BBL.
Okay. Figure 8.
So I've seen somebody with all of this, and I'm like, how did the person get it? I don't care what the person did. I want to do it. People are desperate and all of that. And they don't care if they have to sleep with 65 if they are 18 because they want to get it. Yes, it's most likely parents' fault. and there's also the God factor according to your mom. There's also the God factor, and then it might also be the parents' fault because you don't know if maybe the girl saw her. Okay, so there's the mom and dad. So they're able to, the thing is that her parents are together, so I'm wondering how. Okay, so her parents are together, and then I'm wondering like how. So it could be the parents' fault. Maybe they've seen her. It could start as little as she sees an older person on TV. I'm like, oh, I like that person. I'm crushing on that old man.
I don't think so.
It actually starts like that because it's a different thing for me to see RMD on TV.
I thought about him on Friday. I'm like,
I feel like, oh my God.
He makes Agent look nice, actually.
Yeah, he does. But it's a different thing now for me to see him in front of me and I want to just pass out. Like if it's not him, I'm going to die now. Nah, it's just a TV love. Let's
TV
stop it. But some people will do otherwise. Some people wouldn't mind going the extreme just to get what they want. People can be that desperate. So I try to protect myself from social media. If I'm online, I'm seeing something that is just extremely tiring. Like, it's either tiring. I'm probably seeing people getting high on drugs often on social media. My timeline, I try as much as possible to make sure my timeline is all about jokes. So I'm not seeing bad news, so I'm not seeing something depressing that would make me start thinking otherwise. I remember one time I was on social media and the only thing I could see was this one chance issues, and then when I was stepping out I was so cautious. I was literally having anxiety attacks because I'll go out and I'm looking at everybody in a taxi and I'm like
everybody's a suspect,
and I'm calculating 1, 2, and then I realized that I was going down. I'm like, nah, this is not for me. It's not like I'm going to die now or something. So why am I stressing myself over something I'm seeing on social media? The same thing that people need to pay attention to all of this. You need to protect yourself by yourself, because if you don't, nobody's going to do it for you. Yes, we live in a world where everybody, even right now, say from 16 they say they're now an adult. You won't tell them anything. They say, I'm 16 and I'm an adult, and that's a period. So we need to actually protect ourselves, because our parents have a certain role that they can play to an extent, and we have a role that we can play to an extent.
You know, basically, this somehow answered the question of the thoughts and importance of grooming a girl child to have a positive image, competent and super confident ability. It is somehow covered that question, but we'll move to the. You can still touch on it. You can still touch on it, but before you touch on it, let me just add this as well: the importance of education itself and sex education. I was saying some Sundays ago, I was talking about I think sex education, but it has to do with sex toys basically. And you can hear the reaction for some people, and it's so obvious that people shy away from sex education in this era. That is quite bad, because you cannot be shying away from something like that happens. Or I don't know if it's hypocrisy that I'll call it, or you're trying to because a lot of us like to be self-righteous and all of that, when we know deep down we're doing worse. We need to speak out, because we need to also teach our children please, I need you to emphasize the importance of this, because maybe because we are hearing it from them.
Okay, let me be spiritual now. Even the Bible says train up a child
in the way they should go, and when they're
old, they will not depart from it. Absolutely. So it's that simple. When it comes to let me do the first one first.
The competence,
how to give a positive mindset in the girl child. So it starts from now, this generation that we're beginning to have. This is the alpha generation, the new set of kids that are being born. That's the alpha generation. So this alpha generation are super smart.
Really smart.
They're like robots.
See, my mom complains every day about my 13-year-old sister.
They're super smart.
You get a machine, she has fixed it already. How? You did not see manual. Me, I'm asking mommy how they do it.
So they're super smart because they're smart in their senses. Like their sense organs are way faster than our sense organs. They smell, they hear, they could legit feel their parents coming back an hour before time. They're like superhumans. That's what I call them. They are strong. They'll just look at you. One thing you do and they've caught it. So if you're not careful what you do around these children, because I feel like maybe this alpha generation will be the next generation to make good impact.
Okay. So when did good impact stop?
Good impact stops at millennials.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, shots fired. But I guess that's why we have people like us making impact. That's why I have feminine world trying to make impact. So when it comes to giving a positive mindset, you have to start from as little as it can be. Tell your child, you're beautiful. I watch Instagram videos and I'm like, oh, I see some Black American parents. I'm like, oh, they're so cute.
My ovaries.
You'll be like, tell your child, you're beautiful, you are enough.
True.
You're strong, you're capable. Even if you can't do it, you keep on doing it till you get it. A mistake is just a proof that, okay, it worked, but you could also try again. So you're a solution bringer, you make change, you make impact. You need to give your children
Set
this
the pace.
self-awareness.
Yes.
Because trust me, in this life, if they don't get that home and they get the wrong information outside, that's what is going to shape them. So whatever they get from their houses, be it from a single parent, some parents will be like, oh, I'm a single parent, so I can't do it all by myself. You started the journey, so what makes you think you can't finish it? The same God that gave you the strength to start it will surely give you the strength to finish it. So you have to be like, you have to impact these children. Tell them, give them words of encouragement, words that will make them feel enough, like so strong. Like when they go out there and somebody be like, I don't like your nose. I really can't care about you liking my nose or not. My nose is perfect just the way it is. So if your parent doesn't give you this self-consciousness of yourself, this self-awareness that you are enough, and they go out there or they just go on social media, that's why so many people commit suicide. They just go on social media, they post one picture, in as much as they're waiting for 1,000 likes and they're always back to back and back. The first comment they see, if it's a bad comment, that comment will probably just ruin their day, ruin their mindset. And if they keep on getting comments like that, it happens in South Africa, where it was a secondary school, and then they commented on this girl's picture and they started bullying her from there, and the girl tried to be suicidal. So it's crazy. Yes, we're giving them phones to be on social media and all. Are we paying attention to all these things, what they do, what kind of comments that they get? Because these are the things that shape them. You don't know. Everybody could be smiling, but you don't know who's going through depression. I could be talking to you right now. You don't know if I'm going through depression because I could just be smiling. Smile is easy to bring. It's not to shine teeth. So we need to inculcate these vibes. Give them that energy, that positive energy. Because when they know that, oh, my family is with me on this, my friends, true friends, are with me on this, I think the world is nothing. I can conquer the world. When they feel that way, they can do anything.
I entirely agree with you with the positivity talk to your children, because if you don't do that, they seek validation outside from other people. If you don't tell you, like, I don't even have to wait for my parents, my young sisters. I tell them you're beautiful. Like, basically, you tell them these words, it gets stuck in their head every time. They look themselves in the mirror and they know that you're beautiful. They don't need another person telling them that they're beautiful before they know. Like right now, if a person tells me that I'm beautiful, I tell them that I know, and they say it's pride.
Allow me to be pride. It's like pride.
They say it's pride, but I know. I mean, it's okay for you to appreciate God's work, right? It's fine, but I know. Do you want me to say? Okay, you want me to say thanks? Is it thank you that you want? Good and fine. I'll tell you thank you.
It don't make you feel happy.
It don't make you happy.
No, I'm fine. I know.
I know you get. So yeah, but that's about it. And also the sex education.
So for the sex education, like I said, I have friends that would start telling their child of their sensitive parts, how people touch them. Like, for example, my niece is a year and she doesn't change my niece in the presence of guys. She's just a year and she'll be like, oh, what's that? But she has made that a conscious effect that she doesn't change her child in front of guys. So this is something that parents would need to pay more attention to. You don't need to shy away from it. Like, for example, I'll use myself. I'm even shy talking about sex, maybe because that's how I was raised. So I'm shy talking about it in public, like having conversations about it. in public. I'm not shy talking about it with young people, but maybe my age mates or just talking about, I'm usually shy, and then people will just see me differently. But trying to make impact and educating someone else, that's something I wouldn't want to run away from, because you're not making that impact and giving that person that knowledge can make the person get knowledge from elsewhere.
That is
bad knowledge.
Yeah.
So we need to try to educate our children more often. I don't know why they don't even teach these things in schools. Just that some teachers could be
somehow about it
funny, so it's not so trustworthy.
But that's why you need to filter the people that have this kind of conversations with the children. It is necessary.
Yeah, just like some parents wouldn't know that their domestic assistants could be abusing their kids because they really do not pay any form of attention to their kids. So we really need to pay attention, because attention matters a whole lot in the child's life. So if I'm going to have a girl, I'll be like, I'm paying attention to what you watch, things they also see, things they see, things they hear,
true.
Things that shape them. So if you're telling somebody you're not enough, like your shape is not how it's supposed to be, and then their parents telling them you are perfect, that wouldn't make so much impact on them, because my mom is telling me this, my dad is telling me this, and I'm really not bothered about. That's how people fall prey when their parents don't give them what they want, and then they go outside and somebody gives them just that one thing that they want.
It's not like my parents don't love me, you love me.
Adam's Eve's apple. They've eaten it and they're gone. So we have a whole lot of role to play. Even as individuals, like I could be your friend. I would not want to watch your child going astray. Let me say you drop your child with me for a week and I have my own children. It doesn't mean that I'm going to start giving my own children more attention and just
neglect the rest.
That's wickedness. And lots of people do that. We should be our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper.
These days,
yeah, but we're not. That's the issue.
Should be, yeah.
But we should learn to be our sister's keeper, because I love how one of my friends raises her children, because she makes sure that they know all these things. You know where your private parts are. If somebody tries to touch you anyhow, as in by mistake or by purpose, I'm going straight to my mom or my dad to go and report it. And it's not just a role for just the mothers. This one thing. Most parents will be like, it's just the mother's role, the mother's duty to talk to the child about these things. But no.
The fathers will shy away.
The fathers, and because it's the man that will still come and chase the girl now. So why will it be only the woman that will not be talking to the child? So we should make a conscious effort to strike the balance. Mom and dad should be able to educate their children. There was one I watched online, and they were like, the girl was asking the mom and dad, how did they give birth to me? She was like, Mom and dad came together in the room, and then we did it, and then you came out. So I was like, how did it happen?
There's a video like that.
And then the guy was like, okay, they were swimming, and you were the first to come out. And like, that's the best form of education a child could get, because you're just going straight to the point, and it's not that difficult to just go straight to the point. The better you go straight to the point, the less wise you get.
Yeah. I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember that the conversation is the dynamics of raising the girl child and being a complete woman in today's world. Now, the word complete, it's basically having necessary or appropriate parts, finish making or doing something. And now this brings me to, who exactly is a complete woman? Is there anything like a complete woman, and what makes a complete woman? Because these days a lot of things are going down. So let us know, who's a complete woman?
Shots fired.
Are you a complete woman?
1, 2, 3. There's no complete woman. I'm not a complete woman.
Yeah.
I'm a work in progress. I'm hoping that God will continue to do his work in me and make me make more impact. That's all I want to do. So I can't say I'm a complete woman. I'm far from being a complete woman. I'm not even the Proverbs.
Is there any virtuous these days? This virtuous lady.
I'm not even the Proverbs woman. No. I'm not even close to it. I'm so imperfect.
But is it for real? Like, is there any word like completeness? Is it any
Complete means perfect.
Perfect, exactly.
Yeah. With the ladies we have in this world, please, a bit. No, because first off, well, society, social media gives us this impression now that so many people are killing themselves about that a complete woman has to have done has the BBL shape, or should I go and shoot shots in Lagos? Okay, let me stay in this. Okay, they give us the impression that okay, the perfect woman has to have, let me say,
some features, basically.
Some perfect features that when you look at it, you be like, ooh, wow. And then that's
for me.
And that's giving so many. That shot fired. So they say it's trending in Lagos. It's giving so many ladies the impression that okay, if I don't do BBL, people will not accept me, which is a very, very wrong perception. I don't even know how they carry the load because I feel it's load. So I don't know how you carry that luggage behind you.
Alright, so just before we continue, I think it's time to open the phone line so people can actually call in to contribute, or if they have something to say, or if they have questions to ask, that is welcome. The numbers to call are 09081855966. This completeness, this word, I'm saying it in a different light, because yes, there's one part where people want to feel complete in their body looks. I agree with that, but there's another part where they feel like marriage. Oh, I'm coming to that. Let's take this call. Hello, we're going to welcome. Hello, please turn on the button of the radio set.
Good morning.
Hi, good evening. You're welcome. What's your name, please?
Hello.
I can hear you. I'm with you.
This discussion you are talking of, and of these days, we need. It is only the mother that can discuss these things with their children. Because, you know, women, there are things we cannot discuss with our mates. So it is necessary for you people to discuss that. And it is not acceptable for a man to discuss about anything about the children.
Okay.
It is their mother that will advise them on what to do. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you. That's your opinion. Thank you so much for that one. Let's take this one. Hello, Wave 91.7. What's your name?
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Yes, that's me. You're welcome.
Again, I'm a Chelsea calling.
Okay, you're welcome.
Good evening, sir.
I disagree. Not only women will teach their children.
They're giving you a thumbs up right here. Alright. Let us know why.
What? Yes, see. I have a grandchildren. Female ones. And my only daughter, when they are young.
Okay.
Nothing on earth they should do.
Okay.
They don't allow them to sleep outside, no matter what they do.
Okay.
Because if is hungry, a man can deceive her with the bread for bread.
Okay.
That she will do it. That is the first one, starting from their house. Tell your wife, this. She is, if she has a listening ear, she will understand why you are giving her such love. And you, as a man too, will tell their children, female children, even male children too, don't anything that touches you here. When a child has developed this character, you will see that many of the young boys will be afraid of her. have their own role to play. In church has their own role. Formerly, when we were coming out, I remember doing market as a younger child. But it is no longer so today. One of us.
Yeah.
Mary. See, I'll tell you one story. When I was in the university, a lecturer, a female lecturer, was ordering one to get out of the class because she wears something that the woman was a lecturer who sat in the front. She sat in the front, was seeing what she was wearing inside. They invited that man. If the man refused, so order. It is good we talk to our children.
Okay.
Even as a man, there is the age you will get and breaking woman in the house. You go to work and come back, you can bring going back to your house. Because properly.
All right. Thank you for this. We need to take another call. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, let's take this one and then we continue. Let's take this one and we'll continue our conversation. Hello, Wave 91.7. What's your name, please?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. You're welcome. What's your name?
I'm Lovina, calling from Woman.
Lovina, you are welcome.
Okay. I want to contribute this one.
Alright, we're listening.
Okay, talking about how to raise a girl child, I think some parents should also work on their dating pattern and their dating behavior.
Okay.
They need to teach their children also that they should not expose their body parts. Like, if some parents say they usually dress their children with their own shorts to play. Is it a normal way?
Okay.
So I think they should also teach them how to dress, how to cover their body.
Alright, thank you. Okay, she said parents should learn how to train their children from tender age to cover their body. As a child, you're not supposed to give your girl child bomb shorts to wear. Maybe it's sleeveless. Or why you? Oh my god. Alright, so just before we take the other call coming in, we're talking about a complete woman in this era, in this time, in this world.
Yeah.
Now, aside the BBL thingy that is up and about, that everybody is, oh, I want this kind of body. There's another thing about marriage. Now, I was speaking with a colleague like some days ago, and he was saying that he knows that single women that are not married, even if they have everything that they've gotten, maybe their career is booming, their social life is okay, spiritual life is fine, as long as they don't have a man, they're angry, they're bitter. Honestly, I don't understand.
But it's true.
But it's not true. I don't agree with it. Hey!
It's the ultimate goal for some people.
You know, I agree with that. Some people feel like it's an achievement. I get it, alright. But I was trying to make him understand that, see, there are some women that are focused that, see, that's not their ultimate achievement in life, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think that's what's making them bitter? Maybe they are angry about something and this is a lie. That they are bitter, that they don't have a man, and there's somebody that they have to go home to and all of that. So do you think marriage makes a woman, we said there's nothing like a complete woman, we agreed to that somehow, but do you think still marriage kind of completes this woman?
Okay, I've never been married before, but in the aspect of marriage, I wouldn't say marriage completes anybody. First of all, you need to feel complete in yourself before you can go and think that marriage will complete you. If not, you're carrying chaos into someone else's life. And someone has worked half his or her life, and then you're coming with your own baggage to come and feel that that person is going to complete you. Nah, it's not going to happen. So I think I didn't even point this. Yes, aside the whole physical aspect of you feeling that you can be complete, there's still no complete person, but there are qualities that could make you stand out.
Yes.
Yeah, certainly there are qualities that can make you stand out. You're goal driven, you're focused, you're disciplined. Like the lady was saying that, oh, we need to teach our girl child on how to dress and all, but that's not our role to play. That's the parents' role to play. About somebody who was you on the road and be like, mind your business.
Mind your business.
Yeah, so for the marriage aspect, marriage doesn't complete anybody.
It's a choice, even.
It's a choice, first of all. There are people that be like, oh, I don't want to get married for any reason because I do not have the energy for the stress. I do not have. Some people even feel like, oh, I do not even have the energy for childbearing, talk more for marriage. So what's the end of actually getting married? And most people feel like, oh, if I don't get married, I haven't made it in life. They probably checked all their boxes, but because their marriage is not there, they just feel like
not complete. There's something missing.
Life is not. It's not correct. It's not balanced.
Okay. Just because we have like limited time, we have just have like 3 minutes before we wrap up. And there's one more thing I'm gonna say. I'm sorry I can't take your calls anymore. I can see them, but yes, time is not on our side. Now somehow I think Africa and the world needs to bring up their child or their girl children knowing that they are worth it, with or without a man. It's because it's beautiful to have someone who loves and cares for you, but they are not there to complete you, just like you said. And if marriage doesn't happen, hey, it's not the end of the world. You're enough. You're created in the image of God and full facilities and incredible capacity. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you just before we leave the studio. What's your thoughts on women fully utilizing their potentials in today's world?
One word that comes to my mind, they're awesome. Me myself, I've not fully
utilized the potentials.
Half of the potentials. I've not even utilized it. But people that are able to utilize their potentials, their God-given potentials, their self-achieved potential skills and gifts, people that are utilizing it to maximum capacity, they are awesome.
Thumbs up.
You guys are doing it
the most.
Please keep doing it, because I see all of you and you just keep me going. Because when I see women like that, married or single or divorced, I really don't care, but they have it together. As I say, I don't know what's going behind the closed doors.
But that's not your problem to even worry about.
But what I can see, at least they're making positive impact.
It's
positive impact I can see, and it is awesome. It is just mind blowing, like the CEO of Transcorp.
Okay.
Oh God, that lady. She just gives me the aura of success. Like, just make it be successful. So they keep pushing me. These people keep pushing me. So please don't stop it. And you here hosting Feminine World, you're also one of them. Because I don't know how you came up with it, and it's awesome. Because for the opportunity, I say thank you, and at least we can make impact little by little. Little drops make a noise.
Okay, so basically, shout out to all the women out there. You guys are the real MVPs. You're doing amazingly well. Just one more thing, please get useful to yourself. Get something. If it's school you want to go, fine. If it's handwork, do something. You need to keep yourself busy, physically, mentally, spiritually, every other way. You need to be busy. You need to get yourself up and going, so that somebody not might and play. It's very important. All right, we need to go. Just before we leave, I need to tell you I love your nails. They look very beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna be back here same time, same station next week Sunday, God's willing. My name is Fabi IFW. Keep a date with me 7 p.m. on your Everything on PlayStation Wave 91.7. Bye. I'm gonna leave you in the house of Enisa. Tears hit the ground. There's no tears hitting the ground right now, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, that was a good one.
Thank you.
So guys, I want to say thank you for watching. Hope you learned something about the dynamics of raising the girl child. I hope you learned that you're not necessarily, there's no complete woman per se. That one I'm still dragging small inside my head. Is there complete woman? Is there not complete? Well, we are complete in Christ. That's all I know. You know, whether you're a man or you're a woman. But marriage is not what makes you complete. Going to school is not what makes you complete. And doing BBL is not what makes you complete. Dating a 65-year-old when you're an 18-year-old is not what makes you complete. That was today scatter my brain, but you know, it is what it is. We're in the world, but we need to do a lot when it comes to parenting. Parents, please pay attention to your children. Girl child, male child, very, very important. Train yourself up to be able to train them better. That is very important. I tell my husband almost every time we have the opportunity to talk about it, we need to equip ourselves to be better parents for our children, which is indeed affecting the next generation. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, please share, like, and I love you. Bye.